In this video tutorial, I'll be showing you how to perform double point tracking in the Hitfilm Express Video Editor. Not only can you track the position, but you can also track the scale and rotation for double point tracking. This is pretty useful. Say for example, if you have an object that you're tracking and it increases in size as you zoom into it, if you get closer to it, and then if you go away from it, it will track those changes in positions and scale. And I'll go ahead and show you how this tracking can be applied to an effect. And I will be using the mysterious gas effect, which is basically a gas cloud that sits inside this vessel, paired with this tracking. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. So I'll go ahead and make a composite shot with this video clip. That's the first step. Go ahead and left click the caret icon for that video clip layer. Select the plus sign for the tracks. And once you've done that, you'll see the single reticule for the tracking. I'll go ahead and zoom in a bit so I can actually move this around. I'll left click, hold, and drag this away from the first flask. I'll go ahead where it says step 1 track your points and select the double point position, scale, and rotation tracking. And now you'll see a second pair of reticles. This pair, let me hit Ctrl Z. This one goes over this flask, and you'll notice throughout the video that this flask is more or less in view within the video clip, and it will be used as a reference point for measuring the scale and rotation, or tracking the scale and rotation. So I'll go ahead and expand these reticules over the objects that I choose to track. That's the first one. I'll go ahead and drag this over on the globe flask like that. Make it a bit bigger. I think about that's fine. Yeah, I guess that's good. And expand the green search reticle sufficiently, like so. Remember, the red one is going to be searching for the red one is tracking the pixels, what is inside the red box. What is inside the green box will be searching for those pixels. So the red one is for tracking, and the green one is for searching. So once you've set this up, the next thing you need to do is simply go ahead and select the forward track icon under the step 1 tracker points. So I'll left click and let that do its thing. If it doesn't automatically start tracking, click it again. Actually, before I do that, I'll make sure to set the tolerance to something like 25. Actually, I set it to 10% before, but I'll be showing you how to fix those errors later on in the video. So I'll go ahead and just let it do its tracking, and left click again, make sure it actually tracks, and there you go. So with the tracking finished, you want to go ahead and go to where it says new layer, select a new point layer, and then go back to the video clip, go to the tracker submenu, left click and select that, go to where it says step 2 apply to layer, go down to layer, and then go within the drop down select new point. For this new point, which is the new point layer that I made, I'm going to go ahead and also apply the rotation and the scale and apply these keyframes to that specific layer. Once that has been applied, I'm going to go ahead and make a new grade layer. It'll be sitting on top of the video clip, and this grade layer, within this grade layer, I'm going to be masking a certain portion of it. Specifically, I'll be masking for this globe. I'm going to select the round mask, the circle mask, and I'm going to zoom in significantly and toss it over the globe like so. even if it's small, you can just resize it using the cursor tooltip and drag it and resize it again. Drag it, resize it again. And that looks just about right, honestly. Once you've set up the mask, the next thing you want to do is go ahead and apply the effect. Go to the effects tab, look for cloud. So with this cloud effect, I'm going to toss it on the grade layer, and you'll see this cloud layer, or this cloud effect. So go ahead, select the grade layer, and right click, go to blend, and then go to the add option, left click to select, and now it looks a lot nicer. And once you've done that, the next thing I would like to do is go ahead and apply a hue to make it look more interesting. I'll go ahead and choose hue colorize, left click and hold it to the grade layer and drag it to the grade layer. Right now you don't see anything, but if you go to controls and go to hue colorize, click that caret icon, you have all of these options here. You want to increase the saturation to 100 so you can see the color. I'll be making this a bit more orange, so I'll choose a color like this maybe, and this is actually 23 degrees if you want to know what that color is. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to apply some feathering so that this looks more natural inside the flask. So in order to apply the feathering, go back to the mask icon over here, click the caret, go to where it says shape, again click the caret, go down to feather strength, and before you apply a feather strength, you want to make sure that you're only applying the feathering on the inside. Once you've done that, apply maybe 15 pixels of feather strength, and now it looks like it's actually sitting inside the flask, the gas if you will. So once that's all done, the last thing you need to do is go ahead and pair this grade layer over here with the new point layer so that it follows the point tracking this flask. I'm gonna go back a bit. Alright, so I think I forgot to move back to the beginning, but that's fine. It really does, it's fine. So I'm gonna drag the mask back over here. Alright, so I fixed that. I went back to the beginning of the composite shot. Now the next thing you want to do is select this grade layer and pair it to the new point, like so. So once that's been paired, you'll notice it's not going to be perfect, but you'll notice that the gas cloud is almost sticking to this flask over here, and it moves out of place like that. You see? I'm actually going to zoom out 100% to 100%, maybe a bit more. Okay, so this is not perfect, but now look at this tracking. Now look what happens to the grade layer if you don't track it at all. It's not going to even stick to the flask at all. It's just going to go all over the place, and it's not even going to change its scale or rotation. Well, you won't be able to tell since it's a circle, but you won't change those. So this is why it's useful to do that tracking. And I'm going to go ahead and now pair that grade layer to the new point. And this is an extra step you need to do in order to account for those errors, and you know, these are corrections for those errors. So for this grade layer, you want to go under transform, and then as you go through the video, where it actually comes off, where it makes an error, you just fix the position. And if you do that incrementally, and when you play the video, it'll look like as if that gas is inside the flask throughout the video. I'm gonna zoom in just a bit more so I can be more accurate. Alright. And then whenever there's an error, all you have to do is, before you move this mask, make sure you select the position keyframing for the mask. Actually, before I do this, I want to start at the beginning. Like the beginning frame is good. I'll start the keyframing here, and at this point maybe you can start adjusting where the gas cloud ball is within the flask. and you do this every couple of frames, like so. And there you go. I've completed the position keyframing, and now at this point you'll notice that the gas ball or the gas cloud actually stays in the flask throughout the video, and I don't really have to worry about the manually adjusting the rotation. Well, it's a circle, so not at all, or the scale. It more or less stays at a good size, so it looks realistic. And that's all there is to double point tracking. Double point tracking, yes. I'll go ahead and play a preview of this clip so you can see how nice it looks. So thanks for listening. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in the comments below. I'd appreciate if you like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. If you would like to request a tutorial, please feel free to request it in the comments. Bye!